Hello boys and girls, it's me, Yoshi. You're watching my 100% blind playthrough, or rather, just 100% playthrough, because we basically play for the entire game now. For all we know. Anyways, yes, welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch, where in the last video we did this first half of King Daphnes' battle and boss challenge A rank, and now we get to do his survival battles as well. Because King Daphnes has a lot of base speed, I think he'll actually be a pretty fast character if we just attack normally. The problem is, Goma is very trippy still, so we're probably still gonna want to knock Goma down. What I mean by trippy, I mean by more block. She just really loves to attack. Normally enough, King Daphnes does have decent AoE, but only on his basic attacks. I don't think they're really fast enough to really get a lot of KO, so he's another character where we're gonna have to spam this constantly again. By far the fastest way to get troops defeated. Yeah, the first time we use that move, it's awkwardly so, but then the moment it hits down, it goes way faster. We need to keep refreshing it when we can. Now, something you could also do that I sometimes forget to do, but yeah, there is also a set where there's an animation or dialogue box happening when you're in the middle of finishing the wave, that means we'll take you to the next wave until later. Until that's done. Sometimes Evers will also trigger before you can even to that, so it kind of makes it really annoying to troops fast as a result of that. Yeah, that was fast. Alright. Let's see how fast we can cheat Ganon. Apparently pretty fast still, yeah, so having Anti-Osforia does make these boss battles go a lot faster. Some characters can do it a lot faster than others though, in general. Certainly not this character, but the thing is, at the very least, he's really decent characters, I'll say that much. I don't actually know the tier system in the game, I just clearly know that some characters are definitely worse than others, and so way better than others, like Young Link and Monza, they are really good. Every regard. Okay, well, still need no magic, so let's do that now. That's right, that one got stuck behind the corner. So it wasn't right next to it. I was gonna try and defeat it right away so we could deal with an RPG max, but instead we couldn't skip it. Well, let's make up for this by basically going that doesn't count. We're gonna have to use that again. Okay, I was about to say, I deserve to not get the sweet point sash, because I've been missing it so badly. Just as I suspected, that was at least somewhat easy. We kinda got a slot attack right away as we summoned in on Dark Cucco. Yeah, that was pretty fast. Yeah, I guess the anti-boss formula makes these fairly trivial because of how fast you go. Let's move forward to the next battle now. And to the victory animation, since I probably want to show this off at least one more time. After you see that, again, I'm not going to show them for the rest of the playthrough. I'll show the ending at the very least again, because it'll be cool to end off with the Legend Mode ending, of course. My ending credits, that is. So, it'll be a cool way to end the very long playthrough we've been having. As for when I'm gonna finish it, I still don't know. We still have to get to that part, though, first. Yeah, and anti-boss formula makes this fairly trivial. Sometimes forget this. He is in this battle of all things quite a bit. I've forgotten once on the third battle as well. He seemed to be awake enough though. I think I should be able to remember that. Problem is I don't want to over-practice and get too tired, but I also don't want to practice enough and get how to do basic things even. So I feel like me doing this at least once every week is helping me still remember how to play very well and thus still pretty much do very well. Nice. Same goes for Mario Kart. I'm wondering how hard I'll miss that 150cc I don't practice, but I think if I practice that, nice. Yes! You guys wondering, yes, my newest playthrough is currently on YouTube. It's also the main reason why you didn't get a Hyrule Warriors video last week. Because I was more focused on making sure I got up Mario Kart World instead, and also I was finishing Hot Wheels Unleashed, which has now been fully 100%. Let me tell you guys, don't 100% that game unless you want to go through big pain. The DLC missions have some of the tightest time trials I've seen in gaming. In fact, even though I have to like do somewhat hard, decent time trials in Mario Kart World, just comparing to that, I've taken way less fun on just the Mario Kart World time trials alone, let alone all of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's time trials, than how long I've taken just to do one time trial on a DLC track in Hot Wheels Unleashed. I mean, it's taken me upwards of an hour, sometimes more, to just get one Unleashed time done on the track. I feel like they pretty much forced you to either play absolutely perfect or take every shortcut just to win. It's not fair, and I really hope that Pat decides to patch the game, they balance it out so that those Unleashed times are untightened by at least 2 or 3 seconds. What I mean by that is we're given an extra 2 or 3 seconds or more in some cases on how bad it is. So we can immediately win the time trial and not have to worry about Hot Wheels. Like, its whole brand in general was initially designed with kids in mind. So you'd think it would be just kids and that would be a target demographic. So when you make hard time trials like that, it's not going to make them want to play because hell, some kids do like doing almost everything. And so when take away that part, it kind of makes it really hard. I will say, it's definitely my hardest game I've played on this channel that I've had to do that. Definitely felt like a hard game at the very least. I actually did still fairly enjoy the game. It's just the 100% and the super difficulty of the AI is what killed the game for me, honestly. I probably will not go back to play it again unless I play it randomly, and it doesn't seem like that great of a game. I think I mentioned before, I mostly played that because I did grow up playing Hot Wheels Turbo Racing on the PS1. I like that game right now. Yeah, I like that way better than I like Hot Wheels plays. It was designed to just allow you to have fun. And the AI is not terribly difficult enough that it's impossible, even on the hard difficulty. At the very least, things easy enough to tell that once you know what to do, it's mostly easy for the most part as long as you are ready. And you can easily recover and stuff. So, pretty easy for the most part. Always, at least, was like the opposite. Pretty much everything on over the difficulty is just really hard to do. It's just the multiplayer mode alone. You can see why I like set up down. Out of all the games, though, I've never seen it down difficulty amounts like that. Even just going into how Crash Team Racing Nitro Fields hard mode is, at least that one's somewhat reasonably possible. You just have to be playing the freaking game for a very long time and really know every track, go out too strict for every track, learn every secret, learn every shortcut. At the very least, if you know how to do that, you can get through that much faster, probably. Like, once you get enough set, you could probably get through a adventure mode run on the hardest difficulty on that mode way faster than you could beat, like, say, maybe 3 tracks in Hot Wheels. Yeah, I'm saying it right now. Literally, that's how hard extreme mode not is. It's literally just imbalanced as frick. I honestly don't know what they were doing about creating those tracks. You know what it is, too, now that you actually look at it? If you look at this and, like, focus a lot more, I think the reason why they made those so hard is because they literally force you to learn almost every shortcut in some of the later tracks and literally just do them as fast as you freaking can in order to even win. And like I said, every difficulty is set to beat is also very punishing too. So like if you make even one mistake in a later difficulty, you pretty much just have to reset battle immediately. I'm sorry if I'm talking about a lot, it's just I just have to say Hot Wheels at least was definitely one of the more unforgiving games that I've played, especially when I play on a hard difficulty. I tried to play medium to not keep it boring, and it did somewhat work, but we were at least able to make some progress. The problem was it was just really hard after a while, so I just decided, man, we'll just play the game normally. I just realized this is one of the worst setups to do fast. Looking at it now. Yeah, 2 Gomas, which are already a pretty tanky boss to deal with normally. And on top of that, you still have to deal with Hydra, because he's dark, constantly is firing stuff at you, and just doing it with all 3 of these guys at once is really hard for my liking. I think I'm probably better off just spamming either specials or other stuff, just slowly take out the Silver and the Hard Rock after I think that's the easiest way to get this done. Or, well, if I did my strategy right, I could just take out the Hard Rock first and then take out the Also, does it help that they sometimes just keep dodging an attack like Ninja, man? They know what it moves. Anyway, we're done with that. Sorry if I got a little fussed there about talking about movies. I mean, it's just, yeah, I'm actually mostly a Joe Baber, and having to go for a hard game like that definitely tells me I'm not ready for even harder games like Ninja Gaiden. But those games are already not what my channel is gonna be about. For sure, if we're gonna have to play extra stuff, we'll just go back to old Nintendo games and finish them instead. Much rather play those than play any other hard game. It would give me a lot of problems, I'll just say that much. There's a select few I can do, just because I know they're at least somewhat forgiving, but otherwise, yeah, I'm kind of limited to what exactly I can... Anyways, though... Let's keep going. But just to say, I keep doing the same battles. By the way, I guess I should mention, yeah, since people are starting to get more excited for this playthrough, I should probably start asking me specific questions. If you guys have been watching a playthrough for a while, I just want to know in the comment section, what is your favorite part of this game? For me, I think it's for sure just actually honestly with the adventure maps, because they feel really good and feel like kind of a segmented open world. Not a full open world, but a segmented open world in that, like, you don't have to go one path to like, get to the end. Sometimes in certain parts there are forced paths that seem linear at first, but in reality, in most of the later maps, you can complete them in pretty much any order you want, which means you can avoid hard battles if you don't want to deal with them. Or you can choose to do them earlier because, oh, one of them has a really strong weapon. And similarly, you can also do the maps in any order. Like, if you choose to do the hero mode map first, one of those maps first before you even attempt your map or something, well, obviously you'd probably still want to do the maps that unlock those characters first, but then after you've unlocked the characters, you just go straight to the hero mode map. You can get a lot of progress done more faster by just getting the stronger weapons. That's what I like about this game. Especially when you're trying to 100% them all, you can kind of just pick and choose where you want to go first. So if you know this spot will give you better weapons, you can just go there first and get a lot more stuff done than if you just done 50%. Okay, well, at the very least, this guy's King Daphnes is pretty good at taking out the dark enemies. Good to know. Fine, well, since we have to wait for this anyways, I'm gonna do more of a mixed strat. When I mean by a mixed strategy, I mean by literally just attacking combo a few times, interrupt my attack, then extreme crush. Take out the rest of the health after that. There we go. Kill the manhandler there. By the way, I do keep saying the overkill tap or whatever. I keep saying like the boss. That's basically my term that I'm using right now for if we take out a boss without point smashing it at all, or even revealing its weak point. When you have anti-boss formula, most characters can defeat bosses faster by even when you do the weak point strat, it takes quite a while for the animation to complete in some cases, depending on which character you actually choose to play. That can be really, takes a really long time. Remember, Because this part is very repetitive, I am trying to just speed through it as fast as possible. The sooner we get through it, the better, after all. Oh, I wanted to attack, okay, did not hit that, dude. I was hoping it would. Do the trick? Yeah, okay. For those of you who don't know, because we have to wait for these, this is actually one of the better times to use fairy magic, is you basically get to use it for free and not waste time. If you time it at each time, it will actually waste time, because you're waiting for that animation to complete before you can do another thing. But if there's a bailout box on the scene, you already can change it. You also have to be careful though, because dialogue boxes also cannot pop up if you are already in the middle. So you have to do it after. We have so many kids already, probably here, just pick out as many as we can. This one, we're already starting close to the novel. Let's just take him out first. We're just far enough away from our job that we see there. Good. Weak point Sash him, because he's one of the tougher bosses to really take out. Really took us to hit properly, so I used extra specials just to make sure we got to it just behind. Right, done that. Now we just have to go all the way up here to finish off the battle. Or part of the battle. Well, we need to walk over to this next side anyways. Really waste our time. This is actually an attack you probably want to do on the captains. The problem is it's a little bit trickier to time the first attack. You have to wait a little bit longer for it. Okay, well, I think it is probably fastest though for this part. Whereas the other one's really good when we're facing multiple ones. Okay, we have the 60 other troops we still need more. Before we can finish off the battle. Sometimes it can be very tricky to get the right combo. Sometimes you'll stop too early and you'll just not get the combo you need. I guess I should mention, yes, because this game is sort of censored like a beat 'em up, it does have tiny combos that people might recognize from like Street Fighter. Simplified down, of course. But you have the normal combo and you have the special attack combo you can do by pressing Y at different times. While it may not be as quick as Street Fighter moves, it does kind of tend to remind you of that. It is partially a lot of people do talk to by the way, that is not a bug. When Hirium hits you with that move, rather than doing a lot of damage, it will slow you down if you're in that range. It's getting a little annoying after a while. Take him out for that. Okay. This time I'm not gonna miss around here. go straight to Tarzan first. Probably use that more. Maybe a little bit too close to 2,000 chips, so let's clear that so that we do not have that fear when we're doing an air battle, because when you defeat 9,000 or 2,000 enemies each respectively, it'll bring up a dial-up box like it just did. Alright, we're already near the right area, so we should be fine to finish off the last sections. Good. Looks like this already ran out somehow, so we have to use this again. I don't know why the person didn't make it down center. Oh, weird that we didn't get right away. Maybe I used the magic at the wrong time, or forgot to use magic entirely. Wasn't in the Bombo circle or whatever. Alright, yeah. Take off my hoodie or whatever I'm wearing. Although it's pretty cold outside in my area, the thing is, it also gets really hot in my room pretty quickly as I start wearing this, so gotta be prepared for that. Right. It was a pretty fast battle, all things considered, actually. We had sub 10 minutes, but we definitely got kills. Alright. Now we just have this one. We'll go straight to this before we forget. If we mess up, by the way, by doing the wrong battle, whatever, we can just enter into one other battle, or just in the same battle, it doesn't matter, and just leave it before it completes. It'll waste our apothecary event, and then we can just get the one we want afterwards. I haven't accidentally done that yet, but that's just a good strategy to know in case that would happen. By the way, this is our character who has to go close to attack your fusion, so again, it's probably gonna... This is probably gonna be one of the harder things to deal with. Daphnes. It's annoying, especially when they send that save move over and over again, too. Alright. Let's just do this. Little freeze event is occurring. See if that protects us. tempting as it is to use special fountain punch, we cannot do it right away in this battle, simply because we have to soar on using magic fountain over it. But we might try to use it depending on what goes on. Use that, yes. Get rid of the magic statue first. That was a big segment far, in case you didn't see that already. Oh my goodness, that was cool looking. Alright, we made that hard. Alright, got that done. So back over here next. I saw it coming, but I didn't think you would rotate it like that. If I was going more towards my direct position. Now these resets are trying to be tricky as well. Like, mouse go way farther than you should have in terms of their angle on that. It's throwing me off. I don't like it. Kind of annoying. Well, actually, it's very annoying. What am I saying? Of course it's very annoying to deal with. So, and me dead. So what else would you accept? They're really tough. Again, that one. Probably just snap these. This is the easiest way to deal with them. If we have to do it multiple times, it's still easier than trying to be aggressive and just. Oh my gosh, again. Same G ability again. Yeah, it got a good amount of maybe not. It seems like a good amount of it missed too. Yeah, side jack. Hopefully I don't have to deal with that again for a while. Alright, back into Cucco you go. As usually some that time, so I'm probably gonna get stunned otherwise. That was fast. Wonder if I actually did take 2 on or something else. I don't know. I just realized Biz's added specials isn't the best. And Dad, maybe we should just be attacking aggressively with just normal attacks. If we can get them out so fast, we could probably do as much damage as doing a different move, but we could still also get attacks. Again, immediately they appeared. But, yeah, because of the scissor real sad thing, we should probably go for these moves first. It's a little annoying we have to do it like that, but we'll be fine. It's actually a really good move for just stun locking the other dudes around because it's such a big rage, it just gets everyone. So I'm not sure what happens that way, but yeah, we kind of annihilated it pretty quickly. Alright, let's use this now. There's still so many, even after all that we've done. Now it finally ended. It took quite a bit to end. And I say, this is a long battle. Now we're massive amount of troops here, so I guess we're using this again here. Those of you don't know, our goal is to get generally around 4K is the safest, or more. Like going for 5K, even though we don't need it, it's like, nice to try. Maybe next time I'll just do a full streamer without Gary Rogers, see if we can get A-Rank with that. Alright then, let's get this done. Go back here. We got these dudes first before we can go for the next turn. All that's done. some more hearts. Why not? Going strong here. Alright, getting some more hearts while we're at it, which is nice. Damn, the hard drive didn't actually follow us there for some reason now. So weird. Let's just go back to the middle, that makes the most sense. No, I don't want to go for that stupid idiot. I want to go for one. Right on the money there. Take him on home. We're very close to the 5K keep amount, so we can probably chillax a bit with our fountain muses. But we'll also grab this just in case something's needed. This is Arjak's gonna be more annoying than the rest of the stuff. Let's get rid of him first. Go. On to the last wave of this. It's King Daphnes will soon be done with in terms of this challenge mode. Did you stop through those fire plants, dude? We might. For those of you that know, that they do extra effects, there's a chance the game could crash. I don't know how good it can handle that. Alright, we made it happen. We had so much HP already to work with anyway. Fully healed. And then we could also just get this and be fully healed. So it's like we beat it without taking damage almost. Sort of. We had full health at the end. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of this challenge, guys and girls. At least for King Daphnes. I'll see you guys in the next video where we do Battle and Boss Challenge A rank with Medley next. And then it'll be mostly just DLC characters left. Like, we'd have... After that, we'd have 4 more characters to go. We'll be done. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video of this game. Comment, rate, subscribe for some more content, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.